Welcome to Hampton Roads Perspectives, a public service of Audacy. Weekly conversations about events and people making a difference in our community.
Good morning and welcome to Hampton Roads Perspectives, the program where we shine a light on the people and organizations making a real difference across our community. I'm Dale Murray, and today we're honored to have Ericson Brickers in the studio. Ericson is the founder and executive director of an organization dedicated to uplifting lives and strengthening civic engagement right here in Hampton Roads. We'll learn about his journey, the mission of his organization, and the impact it's making on individuals and neighborhoods. Eric, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, Dale. Thank you for having me.
Talk to us about your background, Eric, and what inspired you to create the Brickers Foundation.
Yeah, so my background, I'm from Virginia Beach. I'm from this area, and I've always kind of been in service, like customer service. I've had jobs where at banks where people coming in and I have to welcome them in and open checking accounts, or even telemarketing, calling people and trying to set them up with timeshares and stuff like that. So customer service has kind of always been my thing, right? And even organizations with schools where I'm going out in neighborhoods and trying to put on like car washes to kind of raise money, fundraisers. So I've always kind of dealt with people. And so the idea with the foundation was just the idea to bringing all my passions into one orbit, I guess you can say, where I'm still helping people. I'm out there in the public, but also providing service where people are getting what they need to be successful.
Was there a defining moment that led you to pursue this work?
Just over the years, volunteer work that I've been doing. And then it hit me like I've always my background is business. And so I always kind of wanted a business in a sense, be an entrepreneur. I didn't quite know in what. But then I was like, let me take a look at my passions and what is it that I like to do, and helping people was it. And then I got inspired by other foundations like the bigger ones, like the Obama Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I was like, wait a second, I think I could do this. I'm looking at what they do, and obviously I'm not on that level yet, but we start small, and then let's see if I can impact a small area, and then let's see how big we can get.
So who are or what were your biggest influence in civic leadership and community building?
Oh my gosh!
You mentioned the Gates and the Obama Foundation.
Yeah. So I look at those that are doing it where I kind of want to be. So you look at Obama Foundation and what they're doing and building up leaders. Bill and Melinda Gates, I think I mentioned. Other foundations, I mean, civic leaders. I guess you could say local leaders such as local government. Congressmen and stuff like that, but more so just those that are being impactful in the communities and seeing, how I can make a difference, how I can be of service on that level. Yeah.
Eric, talk to our audience about the idea for your organization. How did it come about and how did you get started?
Yeah. So the biggest thing was I knew I wanted a foundation. I knew I wanted a business. And then the foundation came about from looking at what others are doing and seeing how they're providing a service. And I want to do it something similar. The idea of a foundation kind of seemed too big for me at the moment. And I was like, okay, well, let me scale it down because I'm not there, right? I don't have the millions of dollars to kind of just give out a bunch of money. But I know that's kind of what I wanted to do. So I'm like, why not just go ahead and do it, right? Let's start small, figure out how to do it. And I started with my own money, started giving out, and then, started bringing in partners and sponsorships and stuff like that to kind of see if they can help us out. The other thing was trying to figure out a name. And so, I was thinking about names and stuff like that. That was probably the hardest part of it, just trying to figure out what the name is going to be, right? And I didn't want to use my name because I didn't want to feel like it's self-absorbed, like I'm doing it for me.
Yeah.
But the foundation, all of it, what it's about is kind of what I'm about, right? And so it feels like it is a part of me, and so why not, And plus, the Brickers is distinct, so it's not taken. So I took it.
Yeah. So what's the core mission of your organization?
The core
Brickers
mission,
Foundation.
Yeah, the core mission is just to upbuild communities, those that are in need. So we have different initiatives that we focus on. So youth is one initiative, making sure that youth have what they need to be successful. Financial literacy is another. So folks that have money, how do they make more money with what they have, and also make smart decisions with it, right? Other is career. Then we have other initiatives like wellness, health and wellness, and stuff like that. So the core is basically just upbuilding community, making sure people have what they need to be successful, and also partnering with other smaller organizations that don't get the resources, right? I've identified a need that, including myself, where smaller organizations, they kind of get overlooked because people that have the money, they don't know about them. And so they tend to give to the big organizations like United Way, Boys and Girls Club, things that come to your mind, right? But as a foundation, how we provide help is also helping smaller organizations. We highlight them.
Okay.
Whether it's, promoting on our website or me coming up here or other media outlets and kind of just highlighting what they do, so that not only we're giving money, but we're also helping others to know about them so they can bring in money for them as well.
What communities or groups do you primarily serve?
So I'm based in Fairfax, but we've kind of helped all around. So we helped out organizations in Norfolk, the Village Family, which is an organization that we identified that needed help of what they do, doing great things. I mean, handing out coats and stuff like coat drives and food pantry for people that are in need. We've identified a need in New Jersey, ironically, where child abuse. So we think about child abuse. First of all, let's try to educate the parent on how to become better parents, right? And so that's organization focused on parenting. And so we help them out. We kind of sponsor some type of different things that they had going on. So we kind of gave money and provided support from a volunteer standpoint to making sure that they have what they need and other things like that. So we get ideas, we get inspired, or I get inspired by our volunteers who come from all over. They give us ideas. Hey, this organization needs help, and we're also looking and to kind of see where we can be of need or be of service for a need.
Eric, what do you think sets your organization apart from others working in the same area?
That's a good question. I think because we're closer to the ground than, with us being so small, we're kind of closer to the ground and kind of know where the needs are. Particularly the smaller organizations. As I'm looking for smaller organizations to partner with, I've identified where their needs are and try to see if we could partner up and then grow together, essentially. I mean, because I consider myself small. And so that's kind of where I think we serve a difference, is that we're closer to the ground versus these bigger organizations that, we're not there yet, but we're trying to get there.
If you're just joining us, I'm talking with Eric E. Brickers, executive and founder director of the Brickers Foundation. Eric, talk to our audience about some of the key programs or services your organization offers.
Yeah, so right now we're doing a scholarship drive. We're trying to raise money for our scholarship. We've identified need that there's bright people that want to go to college, but sometimes they can't afford it, based on these high rising education costs. And so we want to provide a service for that. And this kind of aligns with our youth initiative, making sure that youth, but not only youth, but it's also older people that want to go back to school. And sometimes they put it off because of life. And so we just want to provide a service and make sure that they have what they need. Other avenues we mentioned was career, providing service where we're having seminars, I guess you could say, where we're bringing in experts to kind of help tailor resumes. We've did seminars for small business to kind of lay out the blueprint of what you need, the documents that you need to kind of start a business, stuff like that. So different things that we do to kind of upbuild the community and bring people together so that people are educated to make smart decisions on what they want to do.
How do you go about identifying the most urgent community needs you aim to address? Yeah,
so it starts with just the idea, a pulse on with me being in the area and understanding, what it is, paying attention to the news and what's the need at the moment. But then also our volunteers. They come in and help us out and provide good ideas in terms of where the need is, what are they seeing. We have volunteers. We started during the COVID moment. And I just put out the blast for volunteers to see if they want to be a part of what we're doing. And so we've had people contact us from Florida, people contact us from New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Even overseas. We had somebody from Africa. So we've turned it to a virtual, I guess you could say, organization. But people are calling in and then they let us know, when I ask, what is it that you guys are seeing where you are? Because, I'm in Virginia, but Jersey has a need and they see what it is that they want to accomplish there, and then others in Florida and so on and so forth. So they bring this to the table and say, this is what I think we should do. And then we come together and figure out, okay, priority wise, what is it that we want to do right now, right? And then kind of structure it out that way.
Can you share a success story or impact that best illustrates your work?
Yeah. So success story. I think I mentioned the parenting organization, St. Joseph in Jersey. So they were in need of volunteers to kind of help put on a program, right? And so actually multiple programs. And so we came in at the right time where they were looking for people, and then we just kind of served the need and brought in volunteers, and also brought in some thought on how what's the best way they can kind of manage their business, I guess you could say, to kind of bring in more dollars and more sponsorships and stuff like that. So as a foundation, I mean, we gave them money, but we just didn't stop there. We provided resources, our people with branding and stuff like that. We promoted them on our website of their programs. We still do that now. So it's a partnership. And so I think that was good for them because now they've brought in a lot more donors since we've kind of came on board, and they're more exposed. I mean, you have a partner and we're kind of highlighting what they do also. So, yeah, it's a partnership, and I think it's been beneficial on both ends.
Well, tell me more about that partnership. What role do partnerships play in your efforts, and who are some of your important collaborators?
Yeah, so we're all about partnership. I mean, that's part of the community, and we just want to kind of build enthusiasm and spirit amongst the community and say, this is what we're doing, join us, right? And so the idea with the foundation is not to replicate efforts, right? But try to help and try to see where we can surge and work together. And I think that's what works best. I mean, we started out trying to do coat drives and stuff like that, but there's other organizations that are doing coat drives. And so let's see where we can assist, right? And work together.
Instead of reinventing the wheel.
And then, you know what I mean? Like if there's a coat drive, how do we make that the best coat drive in the area versus 15 different coat drives?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where I think we're strong at, is try to build community and bring surge people together. Let's work together and figure out how do we make this the best thing possible for the community.
That's a great idea, Eric. I talk with a lot of nonprofits here, and there is a lot of duplication, and people's efforts, and some will last for a while, and others will fall off by the wayside. And I think, well, it'd be great if everyone got together.
Absolutely.
If anybody didn't care whose name was important or who got on board, but if we just got it done, or like what you're doing, is assisting other smaller organizations and helping them become successful.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. How can other organizations or individuals get involved and support your mission?
So they can find us on our website, brickersfoundation.org. So we're all over social media. We're starting to post more. We started out with blogs highlighting our volunteers that kind of helped us get started. But more so now we're highlighting organizations that are a part of what we're doing. And so just like they're helping us with our mission, we want to be able to help them with theirs, right? And so they can find us on social media and on our website. Just reach out. You know, there's an info section on our website where they can just kind of submit what they need, whether it's a donor need, us giving money, or resource need, or just want to volunteer or be a member of part of what we're doing.
Okay, so give me a rundown, the list of all your digital platforms online at brickersfoundation.org.
Absolutely, brickersfoundation.org.
Is there a Facebook page?
There's a Facebook page on Brickers Foundation.
Okay.
Instagram page, Brickers Foundation.
Okay.
I think we're on. Not sure. I think we're on Twitter. I'm kind of slow to the social media age.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a start.
But I got others that do that stuff. They're very well at it, so they kind of help us manage that. But yeah, we're on those for sure.
Okay,
the major ones. YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. All right.
We got a YouTube page, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Brickersfoundations.org though is a starting point.
Absolutely.
So Eric, talk to me about some of the biggest challenges your organization faces.
The biggest challenges is kind of starting from scratch, right? So the foundations typically have these people that have money, right? That have money and they're well established in their community, their careers. I'm not at that level, but I have a big vision to kind of get there, right? And so starting from the ground up is kind of the biggest challenge for us, is trying to be more aware in the community, or people be more aware of what we're doing in the community, broadcasting that out, and getting to that point.
How do you navigate obstacles like funding, outreach, community trust?
That's a good question. That is the challenge. That's probably the biggest challenge is fundraising. And so coming on networks like this one with you, Dale, is a big start and a big plus for us, is to kind of get our name out, right? So having the website and all these social medias are great, but if nobody knows about you, then it doesn't help.
Right.
And so my job is to kind of promote the best I can, and also word of mouth, right? That's the best probably form of advertisement, I guess. And so as we start having partners out there highlighting what we do, and just like how we highlight what they do, everybody wins, right? And so when we talk about partnerships and sponsorships, money's coming in. Once people start seeing the goodness of what these organizations are doing.
Yeah. How do you measure the impact of your work, say here in Hampton Roads?
I measure, I guess, by word of mouth and getting a post like on Facebook and stuff like that, where it's interactive. You'll post something and say you have an event coming up, and then you start getting feedback of, oh, this is a great idea. You kind of start small for me, with my community, because I'm from this area, born and raised. So all my family's basically here. I'm the one that moved away for work. But here and starting with the community, my circle, and throwing an idea out there, what do you guys think? Or even throwing it out there, this is out there, what do you think, how's it going to impact this area?
Yeah.
They'll give me some honest feedback, starting with the family and friends and stuff like that are in the area. They'll give me some honest feedback. And then, once you put it out there, you'll get those responses back, whether it's on social media, what have you, or even post a question and say, where's the, how is this impactful? They'll let you know.
Yeah. So you launched Brickers Foundation at the offset of the pandemic.
2019. So it was coming right into the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what changes have you seen in the community since the organization's launch?
Yeah, I'm seeing more people are coming outside more, and people are more active. It was a tough time, but I think it helped because now we're using like Zooms and stuff like that where we were just based on face-to-face interaction. You don't have to do that anymore. Nowadays people are more savvy with using Zoom and Microsoft Teams and stuff, using technology nowadays. So it gives us a bigger footprint to kind of use those tools versus before where we didn't even think that was possible. So I think it did help, and I think it's only growing from there.
So in what ways do you empower community members to take on leadership roles?
I think leadership is important. I think everybody has some type of leadership quality in them, whether it's, set an example of what they do, and you can be a silent leader and just, setting a good example and people kind of mirror what you're doing. So I just encourage people just to kind of set good habits and try to put that out there, whether it's at your job, whether it's in the community, just try to highlight those good habits that you have, and then maybe people can pick that up and then kind of replicate and move that forward. So leadership qualities are all around. I think we're all leaders in a certain degree. Some are introverts and some are extroverts. Doesn't matter. As long as you're doing good service, people know, people can see what you're doing, and then I think that that'll get people to kind of replicate.
My guest this morning is Eric E. Brickers, founder and executive director of the Brickers Foundation. Eric, what's your vision for the future of your organization? The vision for the organization is to continue to be impactful, one community at a time. So I'm based in Northern Virginia. Hampton Roads is where I'm from. So we want to impact this area. We want to impact Northern Virginia as a whole, and then beyond. Like I said, I have volunteers from the pandemic. They're calling all in, and so we just want to impact as much as we can. Making sure people are successful, making sure people are educated, they're aware of the resources that are out there. And so, and I continue to kind of echo those efforts. And so whether it's seminars where we're bringing in people from the community to kind of come together, or people from across the nation to come together. So we just want to be a platform of information and knowledge. Are there any upcoming events or initiatives that you're excited about, would like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got the scholarship drive that's coming up August 9th at Tallwood High School, which is kind of where I graduated from. And so just using that area to kind of bring people together. It's going to be on a track, a brand new track that they have out there. So we'll probably be the first people using that track.
Yeah.
And so bringing the community together just for a good cause. Thought about the run because I love running, exercise, and I just thought it would be a good time to get people to come out. We're doing it in the morning, 8 to 10. So
and when is this again now?
This is going to be August 9th.
August 9th, okay.
August 9th at Tallwood High School.
Okay.
And we'll do it in the morning before the sun gets up and gets too hot out there. So we'll be in and out. But it's just a good time for people to come together, catch up. It'd be like a reunion in a sense for me, I guess, since I haven't seen much folks since I moved away. Yeah. But same thing with other people. They can come in and meet people that they haven't seen, maybe network in a sense, family members that they haven't seen in a while. Just a good time for people to come together and have some exercise time as well. So this could be for avid runners who want to get some laps in around the track, or just somebody who just wants to casually just walk around and just enjoy the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What has your journey taught you about leadership and service, Eric?
It's taught me, to be humble, in a sense where to give back, leadership is about setting an example and being accountable for what you do. And so I've kind of learned that over the years. It's kind of bigger than myself in a sense where I could be a leader in my own orbit, but there's always people watching what you're doing. And so you got to be kind of mindful of what it is that you're doing. And people are always watching. And just try to see if you can set an example and others kind of, others can hopefully follow and do the same thing, pay it forward in a sense where we're building leaders, more of that.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to start a nonprofit or a community initiative?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is just go forth. I say that as like I just did that. No, I can speak from experience where it's you do have some second guessing on is it worth it? Does it make sense? Am I good enough to do this and stuff like that, especially if you start from scratch. But I think once I conquered getting over that idea, can I do it?
Yeah.
I just did it, right? Yeah. And it starts small, one thing at a time. And then once you start seeing a little success, then that gives you that oomph to kind of continue going forward.
But what keeps you motivated when thoughts like that crop up? Just the idea that I can do it, I guess from a Christian background, having faith, I'm a man of faith. And, when I feel discouraged, I kind of put trust in God that he's got me, he's got my back. Yeah.
And then have a conversation with friends and family, where they kind of give you the oomph and, this looks like a good idea. I always bounce ideas off of my internal circle.
Okay.
And before I do anything, just to kind of see, does it make sense, right? And as long as I got 2 or 3 people that says it's a good idea, I'm good.
Yeah,
yeah. It doesn't, if I can convince family members, those that actually know you, that it's a good idea, because they'll tell you how it is, right? So if they believe that it's got to be a good thing.
What keeps you grounded personally as you do this demanding work?
I'm just I still feel normal. I moved away and I've traveled a few bit, but I still feel like a normal guy. I still have struggles. This foundation is homegrown, and so what keeps me grounded is the fact that I'm always trying to do more, and I get turned away too. I get a lot of no's. Yeah. And so that keeps me humble, knowing that,
and asking for people for money has to be up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so that keeps me humble, knowing I got to keep working and keep doing what I got to do. But the idea that what keeps me going is these big ideas that I have that I don't think they're there for no reason, right? And so I try to put it off, and then maybe that's not it, but then it's always there and it nudges at me, and so that's what kind of keeps me going, is just try to keep feeding that fire. I guess. Yeah.
Eric, in the time we have left, how can people connect with your organization and learn more about getting involved?
So brickersfoundation.org. Mm-hmm. We have different avenues where you can get involved. You can partner with us as a sponsor. You can partner with us as a donor, where you can just provide donation to what we're doing, to the cause. You'll see different initiatives that we're doing. You'll see our scholarship. I think I mentioned our scholarship drive coming up. You can kind of donate to that. Even if you're not able to attend in person, feel free to donate. But also volunteer. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, we're always looking for volunteers to kind of help us out. There's different things that we're doing in terms of social media. Want to get more into that. Building our website up where it's more interactive. So if you got those technology skills, we can use you for that. It's different skill sets that we want to bring aboard to kind of help people out. They can definitely be a part. So find us on social media, our website. And yeah, you can email me directly, actually, also, Ericson@brickersfoundation.org. And I'm quite responsive.
Damn, Eric, we have to leave it there. My guest this morning has been Eric E. Brickers, the founder and executive director of Brickers Foundation. Thank you for being here, Eric, and all you do to uplift the Hampton Roads community.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much.
This has been Hampton Roads Perspective.